from here, you got started and everything. And, I know a couple years ago, that's when we kind of met up and things like that. So what are you doing now to, in your business, and like, how are you running things now?
Yeah, so eventually, like I said in the beginning, you want to be by yourself so you
Yep.
can learn everything. And eventually you're gonna, I'm not, everyone's different.
Yeah.
I graduated. I got a little team together. I
Hmm.
have four people that work with me, two VAs from the Philippines,
Hmm.
and then I have two local people. Um, and one's my personal assistant, a VA, and the other three are on my sales team. They're making phone calls, they're texting, and then I have a sales manager that manages all the leads, manages everybody, and makes sure we get everything done. And my job is to, anytime they get stuck on something, or if they get
Hmm.
a hot lead,
Hmm.
or if there's an appointment that I need to go look at. We work the whole state of Michigan, so of course,
Gotcha.
if it's up north, we're doing everything virtually over the phone. But if it's
Hmm.
local, within an hour, I'm going to be there.
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, so that's how. And I tell you what, it is a lot of less stress for me. Of course, we just started this path the last few weeks, for
Right.
maybe a month, but I could tell you it's a lot less stress, more deals,
Hmm.
you know, and we're
Well,
getting better every day.
Well, I remember when we first met, like, you were doing everything by yourself. You had maybe one VA who called for you, but for the most part, you were doing, like, running every appointment on your own. Like, you barely had time to even pick up the dang phone.
Yeah.
So, and then on top of that, building the relationships with the buyers. Oh my God, don't tell me about that. That's crazy. So, the fact
Yeah.
that you built up a system and that you have people working for you and you're doing all this, and then tell me a little bit about what other strategies you're doing now. So before, you're just wholesaling, so what other strategies have you got into besides just wholesaling?
Yeah. Well, we're doing one, maybe two flips at a time. I got one
Okay.
in Commerce Township right now, and
Hmm.
I'm looking to purchase another one in White Lake,
Okay.
or there's a few other places. I'm looking at a couple
Yeah.
right now. So I'm trying to flip one or two at a time. I like
Hmm.
flipping. I got a partner in my flipping side of things,
Okay.
and she does a lot of the work, or we do it together, but she makes sure things get done. So so it's not a lot of stress on my end. So
Yeah, she does
that's
a lot
good.
of management
Project
side.
managing. I do a
Yep.
teeny. I did. She does more than me, and
Yep.
we work well together. And I own a dumpster company, so I have 15 dumpsters. I have a
Hmm.
driver, full time driver. He's been out for a week, so I've been driving every day right lately.
Yeah.
I delivered 3 dumpsters today. Start at get up at 5 and out the door by 5:30 and start
Yep.
moving. Right. So and I got a couple rental properties, things like that, but the wholesaling is my
Hmm.
main gig, if you want to say.
Oh, most definitely. So, so do you have any rentals at the moment as well?
I have 2 rental properties right now.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. And do you plan on getting more?
Yeah, I could say I had a bunch of rental properties with my partner prior. We had
Hmm.
almost 20. I don't even remember. But
Okay.
when we separated, he got the rentals, which was fine with me. I was happy to do so.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I'm only going to buy rentals at seller financing if it's a great deal.
Gotcha.
If it's a great
Yep.
deal and it's pretty much free, let's take it. A free deal.
Yep.
I'm going to keep it. So
So, yeah, so kind of related to the rental properties, Tracy from the Florida actually had a question about, I'd like to know about the buy and hold, not flip. Do you think the market will increase within 5 years? I mean, no one has a crystal ball, obviously. I'm thinking about improvements going on the in Detroit or Metro. Any thoughts?
well, if you're looking to buy and hold, you what do you,
Hmm.
you're going to buy it cheaper now. Things a year ago, 2 years ago were more expensive. So now you could buy it at the downside and keep it as a buy and hold. In Detroit, you're really not going to get the equity play like you
Right.
would every other places. So
Hmm.
you got to be mindful of that if you want to refinance and do a burr and get your money back. A
Hmm.
lot of banks won't do loans unless it's 75,000 or more. And a lot of Detroit houses or neighborhoods are not going to appraise for that, especially now with the market shifting. So
Hmm.
it all just depends on like your strategy. If you're looking for the cash flow and you're
Hmm.
going to keep it for years, that is perfect. Detroit would be perfect. If you don't have to buy a great block, you buy an average block, a nice house, it's
Yep.
clean. You get a Section 8 tenant, you could get $1,200-$1,300 a month now in a 3 bedroom and a average, slightly below average area that you might
Oh
be all
yeah.
in at $30,000 or $40,000. So um,
Hmm.
yeah, so that's my take on the rentals coming. This is the perfect time if you're a buy and hold investor.
I 100% agree with you on that. Where, the best way to be is if you can get into a seller finance for as low as possible and, and kind of go from there. Now, Jessica, Caballo, and I butchered that
Corbello,
last name.
I know her,
Cabello.
Jessica
Yeah.
Corbello.
Yep. And so she asked, do you not like rentals though? Is it too much to deal with the market the way it is? Do you think acquiring rentals in the next year is a good idea? I think we kind of answered half of that, but if you want to continue.
you know, Not that I don't like rentals. You got to have a good property manager. That's
Hmm.
all. That's the number one. I mean, you can manage it yourself, but there's only so much time in a day.
Oh,
10, it's
100%.
like $100 or 1,220 bucks a month for a property manager to manage
Yep.
that property. You just got to manage them. So no, I mean, if you get a good enough, why not have 10 rentals that are making you $4,000, $5,000 a month is not too shabby.
Yep.
But
So yeah, most definitely. And then Larry Shepard said, with your owner financing properties, what's your strategy when the balloon is due? You know?
yeah, yeah. So hopefully, I mean, some of them you're going to keep for, there's not going to be a balloon. But
Hmm.
the strategy is you got to refinance it prior to that balloon is becoming due. You got to get
Yep.
your, so if you have a 4-year balloon, um, and you're keeping it yourself, you got to get it fixed up. You got to get it rented. You got to get your credit in order or
Hmm.
whatnot within 2 or 3 years. So you could go ahead and refinance it and pay them off, get you a nice loan that makes sense or sell it.
Yes. Yep. 100%. So, and that's the thing is you want to make that cash flow as soon as possible. And hopefully by then your payments come down, and as long as you negotiate it up front, a decent rate and you're cash flowing well, then I think that's a good strategy. And hopefully by then the interest rates have come down enough where you can refinance it out. So that's kind of my take on that. So, but I would not do anything for less than 5 years at this moment. So, at least for a seller finance, anyways. Is that kind of the minimum terms that you usually go for a seller finance?
It depends on the deal. I mean, I've done 3 years, 2 years. Sometimes you
Yeah.
do 12 months if you know you're going to fix it and sell it.
Yeah.
You just don't want to pay the money to buy it. So
Hmm.
it all depends on the situation.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I try to do
So
0% interest on all of them.
yeah. Now that's another question. How do you explain, like, for somebody who's an investor who's savvy, how do you explain the 0% interest? Like, I've tried to explain it where, like, hey, the interest is built into the purchase price. Here's my cash offer. Here's my seller finance offer. See that difference? That's kind of your interest, you know. But how would you normally explain it?
Yeah. So if I don't really explain too much. Let's say I got a deal $100,000.
Hmm.
I said, look, for me to buy this house, it's going to be $50,000.
Hmm.
Would you take that? They're going to say no. But if for me to come up to your price, I could pay you over time, and it won't be a long time.
Hmm.
If I could give you 10,000 now, pay you 500 a month, and
Yep.
then let's say in 3 years, what's 500 times 36 months?
Uh,
Oh, come on. It's like 15 grand. It's a little more,
yeah.
but let's say 15,000. So I
Hmm.
just subtract 100 grand I'm buying it for, 10 grand. Now I'm at 90. Now mine is
Yep.
15. And I'll say I'll in 3 years, I'll pay you this full balance of
Right.
75,000, whatever that number is.
Right.
Okay. And I said, I'm paying them over time. I didn't mention anything about an interest rate.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to pay interest. I said, no, I'm giving you your price with my
Hmm.
terms, or you give me my price, that I want to buy it for.
Gotcha.
That's it, so look, and I might even pay it off sooner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, with all of this going on with the state of the market the way it is, where do you think we are? Where do you think we're going to be in the next few years as far as the real estate market? What do you think the future is? I think we touched on it on a question already, but just kind of full around. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. So, um, you know, regarding wholesaling, if the market is hot or cold, like right now, you just got to buy them cheaper and sell them
Yep.
cheaper. It doesn't change the market. It doesn't change wholesaling. I mean, you got to buy them
Exactly.
cheaper. There's more seller financing opportunities, subject to opportunities, things like that. What I think about the market, I think it's going to be a little bit better come spring.
Hmm.
Okay. And I think the summer is going to be decent, not like it was, but decent.
Oh no. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then after the elections, I think it's going to get bad again.
Okay.
That's what I think. I have no idea, no reason to
Yeah.
think that. It's just my guess from people I listen to and talk to. But who
Hmm.
knows? My guess is as good as your guess. But again,
Yeah.
when the market crashes or the market is bad, it's better. It's better for me, as a wholesaler.
Oh, most
And
definitely.
if you're a buy and hold person, it's better for you. If you have cash, it's better for you.
With that being said, you do have a program, you do have a mentorship program, and I think it's been a long time coming because I think you need one so you can focus on it. And so you want to take about 30 seconds to kind of pitch your program real quick.
Yeah, it's like hands-on type
Hmm.
program. Um, we do one, really, we do one, maybe two Zooms. Usually they last an hour or two. If we do
Hmm.
one, it's 2 hours. If we do two, it's usually they're a couple hours at a time. We do a Zoom. I have a private Facebook group where I'm posting how-to videos, how to do a purchase agreement, how to do an assignment agreement.
Mhm.
I give you my purchase agreement, my assignments, my JVs, how to do seller financing, and I work the deals. If you have a deal and you need um, guidance on what is it worth, what should I
Yeah.
do, what kind of offers. We got a 3-option letter of intent that we use a lot, where we might do a cash offer, then we might do a couple of seller financing type offers, and we send that out. We do a lot of agent outreach where we're calling people on the MLS and we're driving for dollars. So just name it. And
Mhm.
that's what I'm there for. I'll run appointments. A lot of people that are in my group actually have a 9 to 5. And, so I might go and look at a house for them.